Hi, everybody. My name is Mark.
And I'm RJ, and when we get back, we're going to talk about the Olympics.
All right, so disappointing loss for Canada. Amazing performance. Well, I didn't say amazing performance. Amazing performance by Hellebuck, not necessarily the U.S. team.
Well,
But I think Hellebuck's definitely the one.
Hellebuck wins if they had a Conn Smythe for the Olympics, he's got the Conn Smythe. A lot of talk about that. Well, Canada outplayed them, and but if it was the reverse, if Bennington got fired, the shots were 42-28, and if Bennington had to come up like that and made a couple of those miracle saves, then we'd be saying, well, he's part of the team, So
Well, he did make a few miracle saves.
Well, he did. Bennington played great. They didn't lose because of Bennington. In fact, the stops that he made in the quarterfinal and the semifinal against Czechia and Finland held them in. They were down. They were down in those games.
Yeah.
And he kept them alive. I mean,
Yeah.
they could have gone down 3-0 or 3-1 in the Czech game or 3-0 in the Finland game. But Bennington, Bennington's not the reason they lost.
No, absolutely not.
We'll get to why we think they lost. I think. Let's just quickly about the game. Here's where I bring it down to a nutshell. Is if before the game Canada was told, okay, you're going to get 2 breakaways and it'll be
And an empty net.
well, I was getting to that. McDavid and Celebrini get to do your 2 breakaways, and you're going to get 2 empty. You're going to get 2 wide open nets, and McKinnon's going to be one of your shooters on that. And late in the third period, you're going to get a 5-on-3 for 93 seconds. I think Canada would go, geez, that looks like we're going to win this game 4-1 or 3-1.
Yeah.
And that had a 3-1. Though that scenario has a 3-1. And how much? Canada didn't have the puck luck in this game. They, the 5-1. I'll tell you the 5-on-3. Let's go. We'll go on the breakdown of that. Here's how I see it. Hellebuck was playing one hell of a game, and it looked to me like early on in the game, Canada realized the only way we're going to beat this guy is with a one-timer. We throw the puck across.
Yeah.
And Hellebuck get the puck in there before Hellebuck can get across.
Yep.
So they were doing one-timers the whole game, and a couple of times they were forcing them, and it looked to me like I said at one point, McDavid threw a puck across, and the defense just smothered it. And I go, that he's playing like he's playing Vancouver on Wednesday night. Those kind of moves are not going to work when you're playing arguably the best defense in the world, because I think that's where they really won the game. I think their defense was way more mobile and could get the puck out of their own end a lot faster than the Canadians. I think our Canadian defense was a problem. We'll get to that.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it now. Morrissey, the injury to Morrissey, like we're in the East Coast, so we don't get to watch a lot of Winnipeg games. So, Josh Morrissey, he's a pretty good defenseman. And it turns out the way that team, Cooper and Armstrong and the boys had put that team together, they didn't have a lot of puck movers. And he was counted on to carry the load. McCarr going to be the first unit puck mover and Morrissey be the second unit guy. And they didn't have a plan for if one of those 2 guys went down, because they had too many other Theodore, Sanheim, Perielko, and so forth, Taves. This didn't look to me like they could. Perielko, he looked really out of his element to me, especially in the gold medal game. I didn't think he had a good game. He looked tentative and nervous. By nervous, I mean the way he was tentative. Yeah. And so the defense, I think the defense let him down. That's where I think the game was lost. They didn't get the puck out. Now, having said that,
well, also we didn't get the breaks as well.
Mostly it was the puck drops, right? The puck didn't drop the right way. They dominated. Having said that, they dominated that game. They were clearly the better team. It's been a rough 4 months for Canada because it's very similar to the Blue Jays Dodgers.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, it's not who gets the most hits, it's who gets the most runs. And it's not who gets the most shots and has the most attacked offensive zone possession time. Yeah. It's who gets the most goals. Yeah.
I still think that he was completely uncovered on that overtime goal. Like, he was on the other side of the ice. Nobody's watching him.
Again, here's another thing. Like McDavid, he acted as if this was a game. This is a Tuesday night in Seattle. He decided to do a hero move and went in 1-on-3
twice.
and they broke it up, and they sent the puck back the other way, and now it's McCarr overplayed his move, so now you just got a non-defenseman. You got McKinnon back there, and you can't fault the guy. It was the puck got loose, and Werenski. All it took was McDavid or McKinnon. He's not a defenseman. He goes, I got to worry about the guy on the other side. He just paused for a second, and that was enough for Werenski to push him and throw and get the puck across to Jack Hughes.
Yeah.
And similar, I think Bennington played it that he was going to shoot high, and he went 5-hole, and it's over. And what can you say? But they outplayed him. They did outplay him. We were, if it's a boxing match and there's no overtime, and you just get the three judges to throw the points out, and Canada's going to win. Canada's winning as a technical knockout or whatever you call it.
What's your opinions on a 3-on-3? Should that have been 5-on-5?
I'll say the rules are the rules. You know I'm going in. You can't cry afterwards. I get John Cooper was, it's a press conference and he just lost a goal. But it was kind of that was not his best moment to say, you take two players off the ice, it's not hockey. If we'd have won 3-on-3, is Cooper going to complain about two players being taken off? And, we won the golden goal that Crosby scored in 2010 was 4-on-4. Yeah. That's not hockey either, just taking one player off. Me personally, if I was doing this, I get that we can't do NHL. If it goes 4 periods, it's into the closing ceremonies, and that's no good for TV or for the dignitaries that are in the arena. They want to get to the stadium. So, to me, I would go certain, like maybe 5 minutes of 5-on-5, and then, or say 10 minutes of 5-on-5, 4 minutes of 4-on-4, and then 5 minutes of 3-on-3, and then if it goes into a second period, it's 3-on-3. That's what I would do.
I think I would keep it 5-on-5 for a fourth period, and then just do 3-on-3, because 3-on-3 never lasts more than 10 minutes.
I just they got to kill it at some point, and I get that. It's but and if we wouldn't even be talking about this if McDavid had gone in there and got blown those 3 guys out and put the puck over Hellebuck's shoulder.
Yeah, but I still don't like the 3-on-3. Even in the NHL, I don't like the 3-on-3. I don't know.
I agree. I don't. I mean, it's better than shootouts.
Oh yeah, I definitely.
I'd rather lose on a 3-on-3 than a shootout.
Yeah.
And well, another thing, we did get another puck pass. We did get a puck past Hellebuck, but Charlie McAvoy was in the crease and it hit him right in the chest.
Yeah.
And so don't forget that one too. There's the Taves. The puck, Hellebuck managed to dive across, put his paddle. It's a lottery ticket. He just throws the paddle there, and if Taves had glided along the ice, it goes underneath it. He puts it a little higher, it goes over it, and we're talking about a different result.
How much sleep did McKinnon lose on that shot?
And his open, I mean, he makes that. He makes that 97 out of 100 times.
Yeah. Oh yeah, 99 out of 100. It's just that one time.
Yeah, he didn't get the puck luck. And that's just the way it goes. I thought they played their best game of the quarter from the quarters on. Yeah. They did not play well against the Czechians, and they didn't look good against Finland. They looked tentative in both those games. And but what I was bringing back the Toronto Maple Leaf in me on this. I looked at that team I could describe it as very similar to Toronto. What did they do? Slow starts.
Yes.
1-0 in the Czechia game, 2-0 in Finland, and 1-0 in the United States. They get the first goal.
Was that the first 10 minutes?
And the first 10 minutes against the United States, it was the other way around. The Zamboni didn't have to clear. It wouldn't have if it had continued for the whole 20. The Zamboni doesn't go down to Hellebuck's end. Canada was terrible in the first 10 minutes. Yep. Slow starts. That's one of Toronto Maple Leaf stalwart moves. And no production really out of 3 lines. It was just McDavid, McKinnon, Celebrini, and sometimes Wilson was up there. They had 7 forwards and only got 1 or 2 points. And we go, well, it's a short tournament. Yeah, but they scored 20 goals in the preliminary round. They had 10 against France, and you got 7 guys who only get like 1 or 2 points. The offense wasn't there, and let's cry about more injuries. We just cried about Josh Morrissey. I mean, Braden points there. That makes a difference.
Crosby?
Well, Crosby, I'm going to talk about that now. My favorite whipping boy is the media. So Crosby hurt because it affected the lines. Cooper didn't have as much fluidity with the way he moved his lines around with Crosby going out because but the media went on about, oh God, they're going to really miss his leadership. Oh my God, Crosby on the bench if things get tough. Are you kidding me? I think I counted 13 Stanley Cups won by these guys. How many 7-gamers have Marchand and McKinnon and McDavid and so on play? Theodore, Stone. If these guys need Crosby to settle them down in the third period on the bench, then they shouldn't be on the friggin' team. The media's
But not just to settle down. I think his play would have helped because he's still he missed 2 games and he still finished 18th in points in the entire tournament.
No, he's a big loss. But the whole thing about the media going on about his leadership, I mean, don't get me, he is a great leader, and perhaps with the Pittsburgh is a young retooling team. They maybe would need, if they get to the playoffs and get into a Game 7. Yeah, Crosby on the bench is going to make a difference.
I think it's just a confidence thing, right? I mean, if you're sitting down, you're a younger guy. Say it's your first Olympics. You see Sidney Crosby sitting beside you. You see McKinnon. You see McDavid there. Yeah. Definitely.
I don't think so. You see the way 19-year-old Celebrini played. I don't think he needs Crosby to settle him down.
I think it's a head thing.
But anyway, it was just unfortunate. They were the better team, as I said, like the Blue Jay Dodger thing. But what are you going to do? It's the goals that count. The United States got the better of them and they won. So I don't know where do we go from here. We don't have to have a nationwide symposium to figure out what's wrong with our game, but we do have a couple of problems. Defense is getting older, and I don't see a lot of. But we've got Matt Schaefer coming up, so that's going to help. And perhaps Schaefer actually should have been in this series. He's a good puck mover, and plus give him the experience. I don't know why you got 8 defensemen. You get 7 drafts or whatever. Why wouldn't they have just brought him along to get him?
Well, that's a big talk of the town now. Like Bouchard, Scheifele.
Bouchard's not on the. And then that 5-on-3. You make Bouchard the 7th defenseman. You don't play him at all, just in offensive zone faceoffs maybe. And then in the 5-on-3, the 5-on-3 was they really, and again, they were just concentrating on trying to get that one-timer. And they didn't get it, or I think I got 2 shots on net in the 5-on-3. That was very disappointing. So, but I tell you where they do have a problem. I'm not saying a national symposium has to be held, but we do not have goaltenders. I mean, Bennington did not cost us. That's fine. Logan Thompson played well in the game he played, but Bennington's going to be too old for 30. Logan Thompson. I don't know. He doesn't have a long resume, so I don't know where he's. I can't see Logan Thompson still being a star goalie in 30. And you look at the goaltenders. I looked at the list, and Blackwood and Wedgwood in Colorado are both older goalies now. Yeah. Skinner and Jerry.
Even Montreal's up and comers, they're not Canadian.
Well, Fowler is a great goalie. Yeah. Fowler may be the goalie in 30, by the way, speaking of Montreal. But we do not have goalies. No. We don't have so this country's got a problem in goal. I don't know how they're going to try to funnel some 8 and 9-year-olds to start playing goal, but there's a real vacuum here. Yeah. I mean, we don't have them. So I think that's a concern. And, in the United States, they haven't won in 46 years, and they got a big lift out of it. I mean, the 1980, we covered that before. The Miracle on Ice is a whole different kettle of fish. Mm-hmm. But there's a lot of young kids in the United States that were watching that game, a lot of 8-year-olds. And they go, you know what? Mom, Dad, buy me hockey equipment next Christmas. So they're going to get – the United States is going to even widen their net further to get hockey players. And we may – by the Olympics in 34 in Utah, it may not. We may be on the outside looking in. It might become. We've really got to. I'm not saying we're. I'm not being a panic or anything. Just saying we do have we definitely 100% have a goaltending issue. Yeah. You can't 4 years from now, you can't just get goalies. You got to build them now. Yeah. And there aren't any.
They'd have to be rookies right now.
They have to be right. They have to be like 20 or like American Hockey League stars, and there aren't.
No,
there aren't.
There isn't any right now.
So that is a concern. And
so you hear that, kids at home, if you're watching.
Oh, I got one more.
Just escapes. Put on the pads.
I got one more complaint. I got another complaint to make about the media too. When they dominated the first 3 games, beat France 10-1 or whatever it was, and there was talk about, this might be the best Team Canada ever. And boy, these guys got short memories. I'm an old guy, but it's not just me being an old guy saying, we're way better back then. This team spot, I looked at this roster. Maybe 6 Hall of Famers. I can stretch it to 8. They've got they've got 19 cups on this team. But you know what? I looked at the 1976 Team Canada roster for the Canada Cup, and that team has 18 Hall of Famers out of 25 guys. 18 of them made the Hall of Fame, and 63 Stanley Cups. So I know some of them played in, when there was only a 16-team league, and the Montreal guys won 6 or 7 Stanley Cups. But 63, and 18 of them made the Hall of Fame. So the 76 team still is the greatest Canadian team. I don't care what those guys on the panel were saying. That was a bunch of BS. But this was a pretty good team, and unfortunately, they're going into the dustbin of history because in Canada we don't accept silver.
Like the numbers aren't wrong. Like McDavid was top points leader, Celebrini was second, and then McKinnon was 8th. So we had 3 in the top 10. The Americans had Hughes 7th, the other Jack Hughes 9. And Matthews came in at 11th.
No, the other interesting thing about our game, we still, like right now, if you said who are the 3 best forwards in the game, it's McDavid, McKinnon, and Celebrini has now joined that.
Yeah.
And so, for some reason, the Americans don't seem to have, in the whole history of the game, they've never had the best player on the ice. We've always had, they've never produced. Quinn Hughes is pretty close to being the best defenseman right now, but I think Cale Makar still beats him out there too. So that's the one thing about the American state. But they've got a wide net, and they've got a lot of players to choose from. And hats off to Billy Guerin. He took a lot of heat for not putting Robertson and Caulfield and Hudson and whatnot, as we've heard here. But he selected the right team. I mean, if they'd have lost 2-1, I'd still say that. If they'd have lost in overtime, that American team. Played really well, and hats off to Billy Guerin and Mike Sullivan too. So anyway, that's the way it goes. The other thing I thought was interesting was, when you win the Stanley Cup, you're the like as McDavid knows, 2 years in a row, you handshake and you're off. You don't watch the celebration of it. When you're in that gold-silver game, you have to stand there and watch them celebrate, and you have to wait forever and ever, and then you get handed the silver medal, and they handed them these little fuzzy bears, these teddy bear things that I think you win at a country fair. I felt bad for the Canadians. That's a tough thing to have to go through. But anyway, having said that, I don't know. Have you got anything else to add?
I don't know. I'm just reading this up right here. This is new? Is this new? This is breaking news. Macklin Celebrini gets $11.6 million record-setting contract update after the Olympics.
Well, he's on a rookie contract right now, so I guess that's going to kick in when he after he's on a 3-year deal right now.
He's on a 3-year deal.
So he already signed. Wow.
So he must have signed right when they got back.
Wow, that's big, and that's a great contract too, because that's 11.8 million. That's 12 million, and we're paying Matthews 14.
Yeah. I'm just reading this right now on Yahoo Sports.
That's a really smart deal by San Jose.
Yeah. Wow.
Breaking news here, folks.
Hey, record-setting.
I don't have anything else to add.
7 hours ago.
I don't have anything else to add about the Olympics other than if Morrissey and Crosby were in the game, I think Crosby would have made a difference because, get pucks in front of that crease, and Hellebuck was Crosby's the kind of guy that gets a loose puck and gets to put his stick on it and get it in, and he dines out on those goal crease fights for goals. But hey, you can't cry about injuries. The United States had a few guys not playing too, I suppose. So all in all, you just got to go.
Well, it's disappointing. But you know what? Like I heard, I think this morning, I think it was on the Steve Dangle podcast. The Americans have a short memory, and they don't care. Like by Wednesday, Thursday, it'll all be forgotten. Nobody remembers that. The United States is not a hockey country. They're an NFL and baseball country. So they're going to brag about it for a bit, but it's going to be a very small group of people.
We'll have We'll have a World Cup in 2 years.
Yeah.
And then another chance to take them out there, and then in 2030.
I mean, we got to give them. It's the first gold in 46 years. Come on, we could let them have. Let's let them have their little moment of glory.
Well, and they got it out of Hellebuck did the thing.
Yeah. Hellebuck is definitely he should be thinking about renegotiating his contract.
Well, he did a great job.
Absolutely. All right. Well, tell us what you think down in the comments down below. What did you think of the Olympics? What did you think of the Canadians' performance, the Americans' performance? Let us know. We like listening. We like reading those comments. And like and subscribe, and we'll see you in our next video.